In the previous movie, we used a shrink wrap deformer to quickly shape the sleeve and torso sections of our in-progress jacket mesh. In this movie, we'll use the Modeling Toolkit's Quad Draw tool to address the more delicate areas like the shoulder and collar. Make sure to set the current project to the provided scene folder, then open the file Jacket Modeling Part 2 Start. As we established at the end of Part 1, using a shrink wrap deformer to create the upper portion of this jacket would require a lot of adjustments due to its complex shape. Instead, let's create this section using the Quad Draw tool found in the Modeling Toolkit. This allows you to manually plot points which can then be filled in to create quads. Before you begin, go to Face Selection mode and delete the right side of the jacket's bottom section. We'll work on the left side for now and mirror the results over at the end. Now open the Modeling Toolkit and select the Quad Draw tool. We can either use the Quad Draw tool to create new meshes or append polys to an existing one. Since the sleeve and torso are already separate meshes, we'll create another new mesh for the shoulder and combine them all later. By default, this tool creates quads snapped to the current view's grid. However, here we would rather they snap to the body so as to conform to its shape, like the shrink wrap deformer in Part 1. To that end, right-click the Emma Body GeoMesh and select Make Live, or use the Make Live button. This tells Maya to restrict our quad drawing to that geometry. Click the body mesh at a point roughly centered and close to where the upper jacket mesh ends. You don't have to be exact at this point, as we'll be making adjustments later. Maya plots a single green dot. Plot 3 more dots in a quad, keeping the same size as the other quads on the jacket mesh. You can readjust the position of a dot by simply dragging it. With 4 dots plotted, hold Shift inside them to preview the resulting quad. Shift-click to create it. If you tumble around the model, you can see that the quad indeed conforms to the body's surface. To attach a second quad to it, plot 2 more dots beside it, then Shift-click to fill in the next quad. Continue this process of building additional quads in order to cover the upper portion of the jacket mesh. Don't forget to use the topology of the sleeve and bottom jacket meshes as reference as you plot your dots. Just like moving the individual plotted dots before filling in a quad, you can also move previously created vertices by dragging them. When you're done, exit the Quad Draw tool and turn off Live mode. Select the shoulder geometry and soften the mesh edges. At this point, we have 3 separate meshes for our jacket, which we'd now like to merge into one. To start, let's first scale up the shoulder and collar area so it roughly falls in line with the sleeve and torso recreated in the previous movie. Select the shoulder mesh and go to Edit Mesh, Transform. This allows you to transform all the components of a selected mesh simultaneously. In the Poly Move Vertex Input node, set Local Translate Z to 1.5 to push the mesh's vertices out. With that done, select the shoulder, sleeve, and torso meshes. In the Modeling Toolkit, under the Mesh section, click Combine. Maya unites the meshes together. Delete the mesh's history to keep the scene clean. Now, although we've combined the different jacket sections, we still need to sew them together by merging their components. In the Modeling Toolkit, select the Target Weld tool. This tool allows you to merge one component to another. Start by merging the top and bottom portions of the jacket together. Highlight this vertex on one mesh, then drag it to the closest vertex on the other. Maya merges them according to the target weld settings, which is currently set to merge at the target location. Continue this process by merging corresponding vertices together. When you're finished, you should end up with a single mesh that looks like this. Now, before mirroring the geometry, we should do a little bit of cleanup. First, soften all the edges where we connected the three meshes. Next, if you switch to the front view, you'll notice that not all the vertices along the axis of symmetry are aligned perfectly. We'll use snapping to fix this. Let's first adjust the jacket's back section. Select all its vertices along the line of symmetry. In the Move Tool settings, turn off Retain Component Spacing to make sure that the vertices snap is absolute and not preserving a relative offset. Now switch back to the front view. Hold the X key to temporarily activate grid snapping, and in World Space, drag the Move Tool's X manipulator. Maya realigns all the vertices so they line up in the X-axis. With the X key still held, translate them to their symmetry line on the X-axis. We could repeat this for the jacket's front section, but instead let's open it up like it's unzipped. Delete the first column of faces, then use the same grid snapping method to line up the vertices on the next column over. Now we can mirror the mesh to create the full jacket. Select the mesh and go to the Mesh Mirror Geometry Options window. Make sure you're mirroring in the negative X direction and that you're merging vertices with the original. Click Mirror. Maya mirrors the mesh across the Z-axis, merging all appropriate components in the process. If you notice any offset mirroring between vertices, you can fix it using the Merge Threshold attribute. This completes the basic mesh, but there's still more work to be done. In the next movie, we'll focus on fine-tuning the shape and topology of our mesh using the tools in the Modeling Toolkit.